Welcome back, everybody, to the Dark Souls walkthrough. Now, at the end of the last one, we, talked to Onion Bro here. Says he's gonna go below. He's going down to Lower Blighttown. So, real quick, just gonna warp down to the Daughters of Chaos. And re-entered the Forest Hunters Covenant because we're getting ready to go fight Sif. This is going to be a very quick episode, real. Technically, I would save this part here for, after. After we fight Sif, because after you fight Sif, you don't need the Forest Hunters Covenant anymore. And coming down through here, you're going to have Shiva of the East and his partner. So what I would suggest doing is just going ahead and going to the forest, fighting Sif, coming back, and then killing Shiva and giving Onion Bro the moss clumps he needs. So that way you can just do it all at once and not have to run back and forth. I was halfway thinking about that at the time. That's why I put the Forest Hunters Covenant back on before I came down here, but wasn't entirely thinking it through. Onion Bro is almost as far away as possible as he could possibly be.
Excuse me, I've made it. By my
Just talk to him, give him some moss.
And thank you, this night of please. Well.
And that's it. Make sure you run through his dialogue. You could always just Homeward Bone back to Firelink as soon as you finish. Just sneak past him like usual. We're heading back towards the bonfire that was hidden in that little brick wall. We want to set a respawn point right there. That's why we paid the, 20,000 souls for that Crest of Artorias? Because otherwise you'd have to go all the way up from where the Hydra was down in the basin. So then every single time you either have to warp from the tower in Undead Burg or you'd have to warp from, you know, the blacksmith's fire and go all the way down and all the way up. You're gonna want to rest at the bonfire. I feel like I can make it, you know. But if you don't feel comfortable with, you know, your ability to make this giant circle that we're about to make, go ahead and rest at that bonfire so you can have a spawn point. Come over here, get the eastern set. I stick to the right here so that, you know, when I get to the spot that I need to be, I'll basically fall into it. You're looking for a little natural land ramp heading down. Here it is. And right there is the ladder that would come up if you were coming up from the hydrant. What you want to do, get to right here, wait for that cat to come down. It'll kind of meow, and then you want to run back to the trees. They do this demonic little tackle roll. And then if you're just out in the open, they will kill you pretty quick. Taking on the one isn't too bad. It's whenever you get to having both of them. Well, having the two, you'll fight after you get rid of this first one. If you don't get rid of the first one quick enough, the other two will just come down, which is what has happened to me now. Because that first one wanted to mess around and do a bunch of running around in the back. You can come out and start whacking at them, but the second you hear that meow, just run into the trees. Alright, now we're gonna go pick up an ember, and then the stone set, and that's basically it. Now these giant mushrooms hit very hard. So what I tend to do, especially right now while I'm such a low level, I'll kind of bait them out of the water and then just run around them to get to the chest. Don't know why I just went for it just then, but you know, it's fine. I lived. Go around the stairs here to the backside for the stone set. Alright, now we're gonna go rest at the bonfire and then take on Sif. Sif is most vulnerable to fire, so if you have charcoal pine resin, go ahead and have it equipped. I generally only use it once, maybe twice, just because I'd rather focus more on dodging than applying the fire paper. And there are two versions of the intro cutscene to Sif. One you get if you fight Sif before the DLC. The second one you get if you play the DLC first. So I will be going through and doing both of those through this walkthrough. But if you have fire equipped, you can really do a lot of damage. I mean, it's doing a good 150% compared to just hitting him with the sword. Always roll into him. Don't try to roll to the side. If you're not good with timing your rolls, you're going to want to come in here with a very high stability shield. As long as you can, you know, hold the shield and use it. The Eagle shield that you just got in Blight Town is good for that. Black Knight shield, Silver Knight shield, they're decent. But they will generally only hold up to one of his spins in that double spin combo. So you're best to just learn how to dodge it. Alright, and there's Sif taken care of. Come back here, get the Hornet Ring. Alright, now that we have the ring, we can go ahead and take on the 4 kings. That allows us to walk in the abyss instead of just, you know, falling to our death. Alright, now that we're completely done with the forest, we can go ahead and come over here and kill Shiva of the East and his partner. Mostly for the wood grain ring, which is just from his partner, but, you know, they're partners, you know, they gotta stick together.
You have some guts to turn on us. Have a look, you poor fool. You.
Alright, it's getting to be that time where we need 30 humanity to give to Quailana. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and show you a decent farming route in the depths to get as much humanity as possible. They say that doing the tentacle creatures in the archives is supposed to net you more humanity, but not from what I've found. I mean, I can run through here and get 7 to 9 humanity almost every time And I'll kill those things and get 1 or 2. And the run is almost just as long, unless you constantly waste homeward bones. So for distance, time, and how many humanity, this is definitely the best farming route for humanity. Now, I generally go to 40, so that way I can still keep my 10 whenever I give her 30. And I'll do the same thing for Koth. And that's it. Yeah, I think we only got 2, maybe 3 this round. But trust me, it comes out a lot better. So you just... Thought I was gonna make it to the bonfire. You just head back to the bonfire and do it all over again. Alright, so that's gonna go ahead and wrap up this episode. Whenever we come back, we'll be picking up, taking on New Londo and the Four Kings, and giving Koth all 30 of these souls.